Hello everyone, so we're going to make a butternut squash curry soup with pumpkin seed and coconut fat, all those spices together, those flavors. It's going to be so good. I've never tried this before. This is not my recipe, and I will give credit where credit is due. This is coming from thepaleosecret.com, a free recipe that they give away. And so to start off with, a butternut squash, have it. This is not my best halving job. They say scoop out the seeds and the guts and cut off the end. I'm going to be using my Vitamix on this, so I'm not going to cut those out. I'm going to keep it whole, and it's going to puree just fine in the Vitamix. If you got a regular blender, probably want to scoop this stuff out and cut off the ends. So first, halve it, put it into a baking pan, like so, flesh side down, and then we're going to put some water in the bottom of the pan. Just enough to cover the bottom, so that's enough. And then we're going to put it into the oven, which I've already preheated at 375 degrees. It'll probably take about 45 minutes, I'm guessing. There we go, 375, and there it is. Enjoy the wide upward angle. When I'm by myself, I don't have a videographer, I gotta get creative. So next, while that's cooking, we can do some things. So 1 teaspoon, loosely measured teaspoon of cumin, organic, to a medium saucepan like so. And red curry paste, about a teaspoon. I'm actually going to go about a teaspoon and a half, or 1 heaping teaspoon, because I love curry so much. And I'm excited to get those flavors into my taste buds, plural. That smells so wonderful. And heat that up, kind of a low heat, for about 4 minutes, according to the directions, until you get a nice fragrant smell in the kitchen. So next we're going to add a tablespoon of fresh chopped ginger. I'm actually mincing mine on a fine cheese grater. Probably take a minute or two for a full tablespoon, but it's worth it. Can you smell it? Oh, I do, so fragrant. Okay, I think we're ready for the next ingredient then. The next ingredient is 1 can of full fat coconut milk. So creamy, so vegan, so healthy, all of it. Now, while I'm scooping this out, I will tell you this. Most of the coconut fat cans that I saw at the grocery store, I had to think about what I was saying. I'm not a coconut fat connoisseur, but I know enough to look at the ingredients. So I want you to look at the ingredients when you're looking at your canned coconut fat and make sure that there's not a bunch of weird stuff in there. Almost all the cans I looked at had a bunch of weird ingredients that just sounded like chemicals that probably are not very good. Some of them I recognized, some of them I didn't. Big red flag. In this one, the only ingredient is coconut milk and water. That is it. And it's organic, so that's how you know it's good. Here we go. Now this is going to go to a medium-low heat, and actually a medium heat at first. Bring it to a boil, maybe a medium-high. Once this comes to a boil, we're going to let it simmer for about 12 to 13, 14 minutes, something like that, while we got our butternut squash in the oven. So pretty simple so far, right? And I almost forgot 1 tablespoon of that ginger that I was mincing, fresh ginger. Took about I would say 2 knuckles worth of ginger to shred like that. And there we go. The sanitary way to do it. I washed my finger. Okay, so now bring to a boil and then let it simmer for about 13, 14 minutes after it comes to a boil. And now we've got 4 lines, 4 of them, that we've got to zest. That'll take a few minutes, but you know what? I've got a while till that butternut squash is done anyway, so it's okay. So as a little side note, as I'm making this stuff right now, this could be the basis of a sauce or anything that you would put a sauce on. It just smells so unbelievable. This is the stuff we put in the saucepan, remember? That is just the coconut fat, 1 can of coconut fat milk, what was it, a tablespoon of the red curry paste, a tablespoon of fresh chopped or grated ginger, and a tablespoon of cumin, all mixed together, and it's simmering right now. It's been about 13 minutes, so I think I'm going to turn that off. And the smell is so unbelievable. I wish the smell could be picked up from this thing. But instead of a sauce for whatever, this is just going to go into the butternut squash soup mix. I can't wait to see what this is going to taste like. That's done. It took a few minutes, but it's done. Now, we got that saved. The zest of 4 limes. We're going to juice them all. I already cut them in half. This is how I juice them. I just take a fork, and it's like bloody murder on these poor little limes. But that's basically it. So that's half of one. And here's another. It's right in the guts, man. Twist, squeeze, turn. It's a pretty effective way to juice. So that's 1 whole lime I've juiced. 3 more to go. 1 cup of pumpkin seeds or pepitas. Let's see what they look like. They're so good. Just 1 cup. And then we're going to blend it up. I got my Vitamix until it's finally ground. A fine powder. Okay, so at this point, butternut squash is out. It took upwards of an hour, I would say, at 375 degrees. The other half I've already cut up and put into the blender. I don't know if this whole thing is going to fit, so I may have to stop at some point, and then I'll just eat it like normal squash, I guess. But let's see how much further I can go. Again, I'm putting the skin and everything in there. At this point, in the directions I'm getting from the paleosecret.com, they're saying to scoop out the guts, so essentially you're discarding, or scoop out the flesh, so essentially you're discarding the guts, the seeds, and the skin. But I got a Vitamix, so it's all going in. If you don't have something like a Vitamix, then you probably want to follow their direction to a T. And I don't know, am I going to be able to fit all this in here? It certainly doesn't look like it. Whoops, dropped that one. We shall see. I think that's all I'm going to go with this, actually. So I got a little bit here, I'll just eat on my own later. So at this point, we're also going to add the lime juice, the juice of 4 limes that I did earlier. We're also going to add that completely wonderful sauce-like stuff, the coconut ginger / cumin / red curry. Man, that smells so good. I think I've got some ideas for this. I might do a new vegan cheese base with this, and keeping my cashew base, but adding some of these ingredients and just mixing it. Stay tuned for that video, a new vegan cheese. Yummy. And the last thing we're going to add right now, by the way, this is going into that same blender I just did the pumpkin seeds. This is all going in there with it. And now we're going to do the zest of 4 limes. Very clean finger I'm using. And then I'll serve the public. Just kidding. Okay, so now we're going to put it over on the blender. Onto the blender base of my Vitamix. One reason I got a Vitamix is because of this panter right here. I can push things down in it. It's so cool. But let's get going. There's so many wonderful smells coming out of that. And this is looking pretty good. I'm actually going to add just a little bit of water. And that's going to be for personal preference to add however much water that you want to for the consistency and the thickness that you like. Okay, I got it to the consistency that I wanted. I got it off the blender base, the motor, and now I'm gonna pour. Oh, it's so rich and creamy, and it's vegan, no dairy. So healthy, so good. It smells so amazing. Now, the taste test. I've never had this before. It's my first time. Right here. Here we go. This one took some work to make. Damn, it's worth it. The limes, the flavor profile in this between the curries and the pumpkin seeds and the butternut squash, the coconut fat, all of it is working together. And I thought about cutting the lime out for next time, but I'm not gonna. That's actually really worth it. I might try not zesting it next time, and just using the juice and seeing if that makes a difference at all. But if it still tastes just as good, then I just won't zest anymore. But man, this is... I'm going to add some organic cayenne pepper to it to give it some heat. Damn it, that's good. This is a winner. Try it out. Share it. Make it for your family. I think you're really going to like this one a lot. It's not a quickie, but for the days where you can do something artfully creative, where there's art and food in the kitchen, you got the time, go for it. It's so good. And my website, if you want more, is passionfitness.info. Or just go to tomburkenmeyer.com. It's probably going to be a little bit better. And you'll see my recipe blog, and you'll see my YouTube channel, where on my YouTube channel, I've also got my vegan playlist of, to date, over 80 episodes. Eventually it will be over 100, but at the time of this video, I got 80 some odd episodes in my vegan cooking channel at tomburkenmeyer.com. Click on my YouTube, and then go to my playlists, and you'll find all those videos, okay? So you're going to pay the farmers or the hospitals? Pay the farmers. It's worth it. It tastes so much better, too. Bye for now, everyone. Please feel free to share this with people, okay?